All right, I've got another real good example here, and I've had a few comments of people asking me to walk them through step by step again. And then I've also had a few comments with questions, so I'm going to try and answer some of those questions that I keep seeing come up over and over again. And then I'm also going to share the entire recordings here. If you don't need to listen to all the recordings, I'll give you a summary at probably about 13 minutes into this video, so you can just skip them if you want. But we'll start by just getting the calls. And so there are two calls. The first one's real quick. Let me pull it up right here. And you can listen to this first call and then the second call. So this is the first call in the beginning. Actually, keep in mind, I switched over and started recording. So this is close to the beginning of the call.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. How about you, sir? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You said you're from Virgin International?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. What is Virgin International?
That's great to hear. Okay, so sir, the reason for my call is that Virgin International, sir, is you're currently doing a virtual presentation through a Zoom. I'm sure you're familiar with Zoom meetings, right?
What is this about?
Sir, and as part of this, you are entitled to receive a 3 days and 2 nights hotel accommodation for $2 plus $200 travel discount that you can use for your...
Okay, so at that point I realized it's a scam. Or not scam, scam, spam, whatever you want to call it. And I hung up, right? Then they called me back shortly after. And again started recording. I started recording.
Okay, you're calling back. What is this about? What is Virgin International?
So because we're celebrating 10 years in the business, so that's why we're giving you a free vacation package to compensate your time watching our virtual presentation too. Okay?
Okay.
Nothing to worry, sir, because this is just a virtual presentation. You don't need to go or drive anywhere. Just simply sit down in front of your computer and that's it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so sir, since this promotion is good for you too, if you don't mind me asking, are you by the way married? Do you have like a living partner? Or are you single?
No, I'm single.
It's not true, I'm married.
You're single. Correct?
Yes, correct.
But I see here, sir, you are married. You are Sir Daniel, correct?
I am. I was married. I'm not anymore.
And your wife
Lied. I was
now
actually just
Diana,
trying to get past the
correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you are married, correct?
I am technically married, yes.
You are married, right?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. So nothing to worry because we're just giving you a free vacation package there because to compensate your time coming watching our virtual presentation only 60 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. We're just gonna showcase you to our company's profile, like who we are, what we do, and what we specialize in, okay?
Okay.
So you are Sir Daniel, and your last name?
I'm sorry, what?
Your last name, sir,
Is Graham?
Graham, correct?
Correct.
So like G as in go, and then letter R, and A-S-A-L, correct?
That's correct.
And your wife's name is Denaya, correct? So like D-A-N-A-Y-A, correct?
That's my wife's name, yes.
Denaya, and some same last name, correct? Since you're married, right?
Correct. Same last name.
Okay, yeah, it's fantastic. And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, sir, to be exact, since we have an age qualification here?
I'm 34 years old.
Oh, 34. And Nambiana is? How old is Nambiana, Denaya?
How old is my wife? She's 32.
Oh, 32, correct?
Correct.
Oh, perfect copy that I have here. So sir, as I see here, you're so much qualified to this. And also, I will transfer you now to my adjusting manager to explain to you about the vacation that you're going to receive. and to explain to you about the presentation, okay? Can you please hold on,
Okay.
Sir Daniel?
Sure.
Please hold on. Here she is. Holding through.
Okay.
Thank you for patiently waiting. This is Megan. I'm one of the managers from Virgin International. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you for asking. Yes, sir, I believe that my colleague was able to explain everything to you. Is that right?
Yes, she was.
Okay, great. So, sir, I'll just do a quick recap of what our company is doing and what we're about to receive. Now, sir, currently our company is doing a virtual presentation via Zoom. This is just for us to showcase the company's profile since we are doing a really grand opening and an expansion of the business as well. Okay. Now, the virtual presentation would only last approximately 60 minutes or just 1 hour. And in return of your time and efforts, you are going to receive a free taste of our service, which is a 3 days and 2 nights hotel accommodation with 2 round-trip airfare tickets going to anywhere within the 32 destinations that we offer. Or you can also choose to sail away on a 5 days, 4 nights cruise to either Bahamas or Mexico. All the vacation package, sir, is going to be at no cost on your part, so you don't need to shell out a single penny from your pocket. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. So, sir, the vacation is now, sorry, I forgot to tell you. It will be valid for 1 year, so you don't need to rush to go on a vacation. And it's also good for 2. Now, once you're ready to go on a vacation, all you need to do is just to give us a 30 days prior notice for us to prepare all of the reservations for you. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Now, sir, do you have a partner or you're married?
I'm married.
You're married. Huh? All right, thank you. And I can see here that you are 34 years of age and your wife is 32. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Okay, perfect. Now, sir, since this will be a virtual presentation, we are going to send you an email that's going to be a link for you to join the presentation. What's your email address, sir?
It's DANG75252
Is that a
at
little video?
gmail.com.
At gmail.com. All right, let me just verify. It's DANG75252 at gmail.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. And just to verify, your first and last name, sir, is Daniel Graham. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Great, thank you. And your wife, sir, what's her first name?
Dayana?
Diana. Dayana.
Correct.
Same last name, sir?
Same last name.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. And just to verify, sir, you are on Eastern time zone, right?
No, I'm in Central Time Zone.
Oh, Central. Okay. See. Okay, so for this week, sir, we are fully booked, but the best thing that I can do for you is to squeeze you in for Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon. Will that work for you and your wife?
That's fine, yeah.
All right, and I believe that this will be a solid and definite commitment, that there will be no other prior appointments or plans for this day.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, thank you. So here's what I can do best for you, sir. My colleague was able to provide you a $200 travel discount, right?
Yes.
Did she or did she not? Okay, great. So, sir, instead of you receiving just $200, I'll go ahead and add another $200 just to make it a total of $400. If you can make it to the presentation on time and not late, and also if you finish the 60-minute presentation. Now, you need to be there on time so you'd be able to receive the $400 travel discount. Okay. Now for the gift, the vacation. So do you have a preference in mind if you want to take the 3 days 2 nights or the cruise?
We don't know yet.
Okay, let me just go ahead and leave it open for you then. Now, we're almost done here. Just a simple reminder for the presentation, sir. Please do not use a cell phone for you not to get disqualified, because that will also be a limited view for you to see all the destinations or the presentation. And also, you can use either a tablet, laptop, desktop, or an iPod, which I believe you have at least one of those.
Yes, I do.
All right, perfect. Now, sir, for this last question, please keep in mind that we don't need any proof or documentation for this. It's just a simple survey. Now, for your combined annual gross income with your wife, Diana, before deductions or taxes, I believe that you are between 60 to 65, 65 to 70, or 70 and above.
70 and above.
70 and above. Okay, perfect. Do you have other questions for me, sir, before I let you go?
How will I know how to join the meeting?
Good question, sir. I forgot to tell you. Okay, so we are going to send you a link on your email, which is the dan75252@gmail.com. Now, all you need to do is just to click on the link that is included on the email. Once you click on the link, you will be routed to the Zoom presentation, which is it's going to be via Zoom, and you don't need an account from the Zoom app. It will be automatic.
Do you guys have a website so I know who I'm dealing with?
Yes, of course. It's Virgin Vacations Club.
Virgin Vacation.
Yes, with S. Club.
.com.
Yes.
Do you have a website I can call, or a phone number I can call you back on?
The phone number will be a toll free. Let me go ahead and get it for you, because I don't have an extension yet. So yeah, let me get the toll free number for you. Or it's going to be the same thing that's on the website. If you see there, contact us from at the very bottom of the page, if I'm not mistaken, you'll see there a toll free number that starts with 877. And that is where you're going to reach us directly.
877-657-8474.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 8474. Yeah, that is the number.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
perfect.
wait for your
No other
email.
questions, sir?
When will I see your email?
Right after this call, sir. If you don't see the email on your inbox, just please check your spam or your junk folders, because sometimes we don't really know why it goes right to there. But yeah, you can just check the folders.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So yeah, won't take much of your time, sir. You have a good day, and thank you so much for taking the call. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right, for anyone that wanted to hear a whole audio, that was it. So the first time I hung up on them, it's generally just better to have two calls. And I wanted to give them a chance not to call me back. Maybe they made a mistake, whatnot. There's lots of reasons, right? So they called me twice. They actually called me a third time, but here we're going to just deal with it with just the two calls. If you're just joining and didn't hear all of the videos, here's the important part. They called me twice. They used a fake company name. They said Virgin International. When I'm looking here, there's nothing about Virgin International. I asked them for a website. They gave me this. This isn't foolproof evidence, and we're going to talk a little more through that. But I'll show you how we lock down who they are. And then also very importantly, they said they're going to send me an email. So they were selling this weird vacation thing, like sit through a presentation, you get a free vacation, blah, 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 blah. So they said they were going to send me an email. They sent me that email, and I'll bring it up here in a moment. So what we have right now is we've got this caller. They violated the do not call list. They appear to be using a fake phone number, and we think we might know who they are. We think they might be these guys, but they could have lied. I've run into this before where someone's given me a website, sued them, and then in court I wasn't able to prove it was them because all I have is somebody on the phone saying we were this warranty company. It was actually Dimension Service Warranty or something like that. And Dimension Service said, nope, wasn't us. And I don't know if it was or not. I wasn't able to prove it because I didn't get an email and I didn't buy the product. So here, I asked them to send me an email. They said they would. And so we're going to try and tie back exactly who they are. So this is the email I got, and it was actually, would be great is if it was actually sent from that website, but it wasn't. It was sent through Calendly. Calendly, I don't know how you pronounce that. Again, it says Virgin Vacations, different name, and it's a schedule set up for this demo. Now, I was thinking that I was actually have to sit through this demo, but when I saw this email, where is it? Virgin. Oh, that's the canceled one. So actually, here's the original one they sent me. So this is the original one they sent me. It provides this information, but it doesn't actually lock in. I can't see for sure it's them. I thought I was going to actually have to go and sit in the meeting and see if there was anything I could actually tie them back. Probably record the meeting and do it that way. But what I did is I hit reschedule. I can't do it right now because they've already canceled the event. But when I hit reschedule, what came up was, I took some screenshots of it, was this. So it used Virgin Vacations Group. It had this information. It had more information about it, specific times. And then at the very bottom, it again said virtual tour, gave their website. And I clicked on their website. And of course, it took me to Virgin Vacations Group. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's them. And in fact, they verified it, and I'll show you why. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's them because there's no reason for a scammer to also keep pointing back to them, pointing back to this website. So now the question is, who are these guys? Are they a legal entity? Are they an actual company? So you can do a few things. One, you just kind of search through their homepage to figure out. Terms and conditions are a great way to find that, but they've actually done it perfectly for us right here. And so when we go to contact page, we see they've got a few different names. Notice none of them is Virgin International, which is what they used. So I see their U.S. address. They've got one in Wyoming. They've got one in, I guess that's Cyprus. I don't know. England. Anyway, they've got one in Wyoming and Florida. So let's just focus on the Florida one. So we've tied the call. We know the caller, who's the person that's actually violating the DNC. Now we've got to figure out who the entity is, and we've got a pretty good idea. It's this group on this website. So now the question is what's their legal? We got to figure out that legal registration information. I'll show you what I mean by that. So in this case, we know they're doing business in Florida. Let's do Florida entity search. We're going to Sunbiz, almost, and you can, whether it was Florida or Wyoming, whichever, you generally can just do Y entity search. When companies register to do business in a state, one, if you're doing business in a state as a company, you have to register to do business in the state. And then when companies register, you can generally search the public records to find them. It's on in this case, it's myflorida.com. Sometimes it's the Department of Revenue, sometimes it's Secretary of State, whatever. So in this case, Florida, you can search for companies here. So we're going to search by their name. And we're going to go back to exactly, oh, that was me searching there. Let's go back to there. We are going to say, they said they're Virgin Vacation Group. We're going to search for that exactly. Virgin Vacation Group, LLC, status is active. Let's click on that and see what comes up. So this is the registration information for Virgin Vacations Group, LLC. Keep in mind that Virgin Vacation Groups, LLC could be a different group, right? And it's very possible, I've run into this before, companies like this aren't actually registered. But one of the things we see here first is that their principal address as they've registered with the state is 10 South Ashley Drive, Suite 100. And then right here, 10 South Ashley Drive, Suite 100, downtown Florida. One of the things I do is I will save this, because when I go to court, if we go to court and they try and say it's not them, I want to be able to present this evidence and say, nope, they published it on their website that this is their address, and then when I go here, this is where they registered. And so I would do the same thing. I always print, save as PDF, and then I keep a folder for each company. It's just good to have that as your evidence. Okay, so a few things we want to pull from here. One, we know who they are now. This is their registration. They are registered to do business in Florida. The other thing I want to point out is, because I've gotten a lot of questions about this, registered agent and name and address. So what is a registered agent? Whenever a company decides to do business in a state, they have to designate somebody to receive legal notices on their behalf. That person is called a registered agent. It's generally either the owner or the company that's paid to do this. So in this case, it looks like it's the owner or whoever that person is. Oftentimes, you'll see it's a company called CT Corporation or something like that. That just means that as the company, they've said they've gone and hired a company like CT Corp to say, listen, we need an address in the state to receive notifications. Be our registered agent, and they'll pay like $100 a year to do that. Anywho, registered agent is important to know because that is, if it gets to a lawsuit, that is who you would service on their behalf. So you would send the citation to that person. Or in the case of Texas, you would tell, when you fill out the small claims petition, you would provide this name and address. And you can ask the court to send certified service to that name and address. Okay, so now that we know this, for any legal matter, you want to notify them of demands. You basically want to send a demand letter explaining what happened and make a demand. Tell them you want to know how they got their information and you want to resolve the TCPA complaint. So I did this two ways. First is I searched for them on the Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau is great because they're going to get the notification, and all I did is I searched their name in BBB, and I might have to look through a few things, but at the end of the day, I was the first one, right? So I click on this. Again, want to confirm it's them. So I see they've got an Irving, California location. That's different than the Florida one, but I think I saw that somewhere else. Mailing address, Taft Street, Irving, California. Okay, and then of course it's Virgin Vacation Clubs. So this profile is their profile. So what I did is I went in, file a complaint, and the reason I'm doing Better Business Bureau instead of just calling them directly is because when you call them, you're going to get customer service. Customer service on things like this is generally just trying to do gatekeep. So they're going to prevent this from being escalated, and you want it to be escalated. Better Business Bureaus generally go to owners or compliance departments or someone above customer service. So I'm going to say I'd like to file a complaint against the business and have BBB resolve it. File a complaint. I already know these. It's none of these guys above. Continue. I'd fill out my name, Dan Graham. I've already said my email address, so I don't care if you all see it. That's one of my numbers. You can look up my address if you want. It's not that hard, but I've already showed this in a video. Okay, so continue. Whatever, use whichever address you want. And then I can fill out the complaint here. So let's see if I have a copy of what I actually said. That would be very convenient. Oh, you know what? I have a PDF copy, so let me pull that up. Give it a hot minute, and I'll show you exactly what I said. Yeah. There you go. It's copying a little funny from PDF. Three times on 4/21/22, this company or their marketing agents contacted my number, which is registered on the DNC, to sell their vacation product. They used a fake company name when contacting me. Remember, Virgin International is what they used. In addition to calling a number which is registered on the DNC, do not call list. I'd like contact by the business to settle this TCPA complaint or understand what, if any, consent they claim to have to contact my number for sales purposes. In addition to this TCPA complaint, I am mailing and emailing the same notice. I didn't actually mail this. I need to mail it. So I sent this desired resolution, contact by the business. You'd hit continue, and then you get this option. Yes, you'd be willing to, and you hit submit. Done. That's going to go to them, and you wait for them to contact you. In this case, I said I'm also going to email it and mail them. So I'm going to go here. Try and find an email address. Oh, and they don't have one listed. So what I did is I went down here to DNC policy, which is very interesting because they acknowledge the DNC. So I just scrolled through this and found info Virgin Vacation Groups. So I copied that, went to my email, copied it and sent them something very similar. Let me make sure I'm not showing you guys anything else in my email. That's not public, and then I'll show you what I sent. Okay, I'll bring this back up. I'm writing to provide my information, blah, blah, blah. And I, very similar, I basically copied and pasted it and demanded that they resolve the complaint. This is the 2 demand notices. I'm going to wait and give them an opportunity to call me back, contact me. Keep in mind that up until this point, I had really good evidence of who they were, but I didn't have rock solid evidence, right? So they still could say, no, it's not us, blah, blah, blah. They run the risk of purging themselves because it's almost certainly them, and then I can do discovery requests to figure out who it is. The other thing I could do is I could call and reschedule this, get absolute proof, and then they're really screwed because then I'm gonna, as soon as I figure out that they've lied and can lock that down, then they're in major trouble. And one thing to keep in mind, one of the ways I tried to prove this, but it didn't work out, is I actually called their phone number, was recording the call, and I called this phone number back. Now, recording the call them back, my goal was to say, hey, can you verify that I'm in your calendar? Because if I can call that number, they verify they have my information, it's in the calendar, that's, again, pretty rock solid evidence that these people are the ones that called me, or that one of their agents was. Otherwise, how would they have gotten my information? How would they have known when I was scheduled? Particularly if I could say, oh, can you confirm when I'm scheduled? And they say 2 p.m. on Saturday. How are they going to say that it wasn't them? They're going to have this huge barrier of explaining how they got my information, how they knew that that person had called and scheduled it on the phone for 2 p.m. It's pretty obvious. Anyway, so after I sent this, this is very ironic. I'm just moving this over here to pull up this email. I get shortly after, I sent that Friday, Thursday or Friday. Shortly after, I get calendar invite saying it was canceled. I had no other contact with them. So they clearly received this and canceled the invite, which ties them back to the original Calendly invite. They're gonna have a real hard time explaining if that Calendly invite wasn't them, why it got canceled right after I wrote to them. So that's how you send a demand letter. You want to avoid saying things like, or I'm going to sue you, because that sounds pretty fake. And then the other thing is you want to get it past the gatekeeper. So you want to get it past customer service, and that can be tricky. I don't know that emailing them at the DNC email address is going to get past them, but I know it's got a decent chance. BBC also has a good chance. And then the third thing I'm going to do is, let's go back to the entity search information. Third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a letter. It's going to be very similar to that email, and I'm going to send it certified mail to the registered agent, to this person. Certified mail is important because it's anyone that gets certified mail knows that someone is locking down the documentation that you received it, and that instantly gets taken more seriously by anyone who understands that. The other thing it's going to do is, because it's going to the registered agent, it instantly goes to the legal department or the owner. My guess is this Diana Talbot is the owner. And in fact, if we, just for kicks and giggles, if we start looking at some of their stuff, they're also based in California. So let's just keep going for kicks and giggles. This can be a huge rabbit hole. I catch myself, California is always down. I don't know why. Search online. Here we go. California Secretary of State, business search. They always drive me crazy. Let's try Wyoming. What was the other place they were listed as? And no results. results found. Let's do contains. No results found, which is interesting because they said they do business in it. Let's try one more thing. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Because sometimes, I don't know why this is, sometimes the California entity search doesn't work on my computer and it works on my phone. So let's do new search. Let's try this. Biz file. Oh, here we go. So this is the new place. And I just did a search on my phone to figure this out. Business entities. Let's do search. There we go. So they're in good standing. It looks like you've got two people here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a family operation, right? Because you've got the Dennis Thalbot. I don't even know how to say that. And then you've got, and that looks like that's their agent. Let's view a history of this company. Initial filing. They're not very old company. It's ironic because I think I saw somewhere else there that they said they were. Let's view their annual report. Oh, it doesn't want to let me view that. What about this guy? They're blocking me because they've seen how much I. Oh, here we go. All right. There's Dennis Thalbert again. Okay, so Dennis is the person who's managing it. Lovelet Dobson. I'm not sure who that is. Anywho, I forgot where I was going with that. So sending a demand letter, we want to send a demand letter to either this Dennis Thalbert or Diana Thalbert. I'm butchering that last name. I have no idea how to say that. And the reason, again, that goes directly to an owner or your compliance department. I gave them until next Friday to respond. If they don't respond by then, I'll show you how to file a suit. All right, guys. Feel free to email me, subscribe if you have questions. I think that's the thing I'm supposed to say. I've shown my email address here, and then I've also put it in comments before. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching, and good luck crusading.